Well, hello there, my fine gardening friends. How the devil are you? Welcome to a rather chilly August the 2nd morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Beautiful blue sky coming up above me, but there's a chill in the air, and I've actually got long trousers on for the first time this summer. This is no bad thing. The humidity is always a bit annoying around this time of year, so but it's a bit of a shock. So I'm out here in the veg patch, and my onions are ready to harvest. Now I know that because, as you can see, they've all flopped over. When they're sort of when they've basically finished growing, the neck there, as you can see, becomes weak, and they just flop over, so they won't be growing anymore. So it's time to harvest, and I can harvest these now, and it's early enough that I can put in some new seeds. I'm going to put some yellow beans in, I think, some yellow bush beans, and I'll get a second crop out of here. No worries. So I thought I'd show you, see what we get out of the onion patch. I don't think I'm going to get a particularly big harvest of big bulbs this year. Something about the sort of spring and early summer weather. We had really dry weather for ages, and then loads of rain, as I think it affected them a bit. But we'll have a look. We'll see. As if you saw me earlier on in the year, I multi-sowed these onion sets. So I used onion sets, which are the small, basically baby onions, and I put them in little groups, as you can see. And you won't get as big onions that way, but you get more of them, and I think they're well worth it. I don't really think you need massive, great big onions. A good medium size small onion every time you want to use an onion is good enough for me. So I can get more in a small little area here. So as you can see, it's not a full. It's a, what is this? A 4x6 bed. I haven't used the full bed, but it was a couple of packs of 100 sets each. So there were nearly 200 sets in here. I've got red onions and white onions. So let's have a look, see what we get. Exciting, it's like Christmas. Right, it's that chilly, I've even put a jacket on. But the sun is just on the tree line there now, as you can see, and the sun will soon come out and warm the place up. But for now, jacket on. Right, I've just got a little trowel, and I'm just gonna use it to sort of help lever up the onion, because I want to keep it intact as much as possible, because once I just cut off that root there, I'll leave them to cure, which I'll make a rack and I'll show you later. So that's not, it's not the biggest onion in the world, but we'll keep going and we'll see what we got. So again, these ones are all of a smallish size. And that's okay. To me, I can use that in a dish, and that is a decent size for me to use in a dish. Or just use a couple. So they're all of about around the same size here today. A couple of ones that have not grown very well at all. You always get a few of them. Yeah, and as you can see, there's that flopping there, and that basically means the plant isn't going to grow anymore. Right, I'm going to carry on with these white onions, and we'll see what we get. Welcome back. So I have pulled all my onions up, and as I suspected, not my greatest sized onion yield ever. There's a few decent sized ones, etc., but on the whole below average, but there's lots of them, so, and the red ones all seem to be smaller than the white ones, but you've got some good ones there. So what I want to do now, anyway, irrespective of the size, is I want to cure these onions. I want to dry them out. So I want this outer skin to dry and be all papery, so that will protect the onion for the next few months. Because what I'm going to do is dry them out, and then I'll put them in some boxes in the store underneath my stairs in a cool area, and they will last well into the new year if I had any left, but well up to Christmas time definitely. So that's good. So what I'm going to do now is got a bit of a homemade drying rack. Come and have a look, and I'll see what I'll do there. Okay, welcome to my homemade drying area. I could have left them outside on the bed, spread out, you know, especially if I know there's going to be a good few days of dry weather, but I want to use that bed now. So let's get everything out of the way. So a little covered area. No rain's obviously going to get under these eaves here of my shed. This is just basically an old trellis, got it raised off the ground. So we've got a nice little air flow underneath and on the top, so everything can dry out. And all I'm going to do is lay them out. Et voila, all along. And then over the next couple of weeks, they're going to dry out. I mean, I can use them now if I want to, but if I want to store them for the next few weeks, I'm going to let them dry all the way up, sort of. I'm not going to cut them yet, because, you know, this is a good for being able to handle them, etc. But I want them to dry all the way up, you know, around here, and then I'll be cutting them off sort of about an inch up from the bulb itself. That's a decent sized one. So I'm going to lay these all out, and I'll come back to you for final words. So there we go, all laid out. Don't look so bad actually now, and I've laid them all out. Obviously, like I said, they're not the biggest ones I've ever had, but you know, there's a good quantity there, and they'll all taste nice anyway. If you're doing a rack like this and you've sort of run out of room because of the green stuff, don't have any worries about chopping off the green all the way along to make a bit more space, because you want a nice bit of, you want it nice and airy. You don't want it all, you know, piled on each other so that they don't get a chance to dry, because then they'll just rot away. So what I'm going to do is, in a bit, especially this bottom area here, I'm going to cut all halfway up the green bit so I can get a nice bit of space and a bit of air for the onions to dry. Watch out for any rotten ones like this, because rot will often quite easily spread. So make sure each one of these ones you put down are nice and firm, which these are now. Nice. So I'm just going to leave these for a couple of weeks. Let the like I said, you know, that papery, the skin on the outside, just to become papery, and then I can store them in a, you know, in basically trays, in wooden trays, in the cupboard under the stairs with Harry Potter. Anyway, not the best yield, but still got a yield, still going to taste nice. Job's a good one.